Hey, it's Mike with Leverage and Services at Scale.com. In this video, I'm going to answer the number one question that I get from people who are new to high level or new to the digital agency space in general. And that is, Mike, what is the one service that I should sell first? Okay, everybody wants to know, what is that one magic service that I just go out and focus on that one service. I'm going to have customers, falling out of the sky, right? This is the most marketable service in the world. Now, you may be able to tell by my sarcastic tone there, the answer is that there is no one service to start with. The answer is that you should be selling the service that your customer needs, that your prospect needs. Okay, now this may be, I don't know why this is not crazy obvious, but you need to determine who it is that you're selling to, and then based on who you're selling to, determine the service that they actually need so that you're putting together an offer that is going to be, one, most attractive to them, but two, and this is really critical here, is going to lead to a long-term relationship with you where they are a customer for years and years to come. Okay, so the most important things that you need to be determining to pick the service that you should be leading with or marketing with is this something that my customers need? And is this going to lead to a successful long-term relationship where they are a customer of mine for years? Because the reality is you are not going to make profit off of that customer in the short term, selling them SaaS services, high-level services or other agency services where you're going for that recurring revenue. It's going to take a little bit of time to earn a profit from those customers. In order to have a really healthy business that's valuable, you've got to have those customers long-term for years. Okay, that's how that recurring revenue adds up. So you've got to sell the customer what they need. And that means you have to know who the customer is to begin with. Okay, so the first thing I always ask when somebody asks me that question is I say, well, who are you selling to? And their answer inevitably, usually, is something like, well, I could sell to anybody. I'm selling to small businesses. Well, you're selling to small businesses? Is that a lawyer, a chiropractor, a quick service restaurant, a full service restaurant, a fine dining restaurant? Different services apply or are more needed or less needed depending on the niche that you're selling to. And even within a niche, which is why I referenced the quick service restaurant, the full service restaurant, the fine dining restaurant, they're going to have different needs. And they're going to have different services that they're going to want to invest in. Okay, that fine dining restaurant wants to work with PR firms that will position their image perfectly, their brand perfectly in the marketplace. They don't want to offer coupons and birthday campaigns. But a quick service restaurant will offer coupons and birthday campaigns all day long and be very successful with it and be very happy with the results. So who are you selling to? That's the first question to answer. And then next is, what does that group of customers, and I say group of customers because you should be selling to that same type of customer over and over and over again, the quick service restaurant or the chiropractor or the injury attorney, right? You should be selling to the same types of customers over and over and over again so that you can really nail down the efficiencies and profitability of your service and your service delivery. So what do those customers have in common in terms of their needs? Those are the services that you should sell them. Okay, now, I know that may not be the most satisfying answer to some of you. Some of you are going to say, well, yeah, but Mike, if I put together this service offering, which one should I lead with in terms of my sales pitch and my marketing? To answer that question, we're going to pull over the magic whiteboard and do a little chatting on here. Okay, so here we are on the magic whiteboard, and let's just say that we have designed a set of services that we've put together into a nice, complete recurring revenue package for a particular customer base. And just for example's sake here, let's say that this is a quick service restaurant is who we're targeting. And in that quick service restaurant, we've put together a series of services using High Level that we say, man, this is the right package of services that every quick service restaurant can take advantage of, or at least take advantage of most of the things that we're offering, so that our packages are very attractive, right? So let's just say that we have a $297 price point and we have a $497 price point. This is $297 a month, $497 a month. And again, just for example here, let's say in this $297 price point, we include all of the messaging integration, right? So the Google My Business messaging integration, the Instagram integration, the Facebook integration. And then let's say we also do, some reputation, right? Review collection here. And then maybe we also include a website that's been designed and optimized for mobile search, mobile SEO. It's lightning fast. It's hosted on the High Level platform. That's a really nice, solid base package for, and maybe we'll do, of course, hold on here. We also have to have some of my favorites, the missed call text back and the welcome mat lead generation chat widget on their website, okay? That's a really solid initial offer for a quick service restaurant. These are all things that they should be taking advantage of, okay? Now over here on the $497 plan, let's say that we have all of that, plus we're doing birthday campaigns. We've also put together a little VIP club thing, and we're also doing some regular reactivation campaigns for them. So at this $497 price point, we're layering on some more industry-specific campaigns. We've used our knowledge to design these campaigns into a really complete system. So when that restaurant turns on this $497 price point, we're going to be able to have these campaigns running on autopilot for them, generating them new business through that birthday campaign, generating recurring business through those VIP campaigns, and then reactivating old customers on a regular basis using those reactivation campaigns when somebody's kind of tuned us out and stopped coming in. Okay, so we've got two really nice service packages here, the $297 and the $497. So which do I lead with here? Which do I sell first? Okay, so the answer here, I'm going to give you a way to think about this now that is really, really important when it comes to designing your marketing, as well as the sales conversations that you get into if you're talking to a prospect. Because the reality is we could sell all kinds of different things, couldn't we? We could sell just the birthday campaigns. That could be our lead angle, or the VIP system, or our welcome mat lead generation system, or the missed call text back. Those are all incredible services. We could lead with any of those. And the answer is we probably should. But let's just start with, what is our core value proposition statement? Okay, that is your lead messaging that you should be using in your sales and your marketing in almost all cases. Okay, if you go to your website, or if a prospect were to go to your website, there should be a value proposition statement there that is the core value proposition statement, so that your prospect, your ideal prospect, would understand, you know what, I'm in the right place. These are the guys for me. These are the guys that can help me do what I need to do to be successful. Okay, so that core value proposition statement here, based on what I just put together and who I put it together for quick service restaurants, could be something like, we help quick service restaurants increase their average order value, and maybe based on what we put together here, attract more customers, increase their average order value, and bring customers back more often without investing in additional staff. That's a pretty darn good value proposition, just off the top of my head, for a quick service restaurant owner that's, saying, man, I need to get people coming in here more often, right? I need them to order more while they're in here. I need them to come back with their friends, right? And I can't afford to invest in a bunch more staff, right? One, nobody wants restaurant jobs anymore. And two, the people who want them, they're charging now, $20 an hour where I used to pay only $10. I can't afford to do that very much. So I can't invest in a bunch of staff. So that core value proposition would be very, very attractive to that marketplace. And your complete systems here that you're offering would fulfill that value proposition. Now, the reality is, if you're talking to 100 different prospects, you're marketing to 100 different prospects in the marketplace at any one time, not everybody's going to respond to the same message, are they? Not everybody's going to respond to the same message, because some of those quick service restaurants out there are in a different situation, or they're assuming, or they have some different problems at a different time than their peers. So you've got some of these quick service restaurants out there that main value proposition may be like, yeah, that's exactly what I need. But you also have some quick service restaurant out there that's been seeing some campaigns from somebody else saying, we do birthday marketing services, and every quick service restaurant should have a birthday marketing service. Or they read some industry article talking about birthdays are the perfect thing to be able to, market around for your business. And so their mindset, the conversation that's going on in their mind at the moment is birthday campaigns. And so when they see your general value proposition statement, right now at that particular time, it may not really catch their attention. It really may not resonate with them. And that's why what you want to do is you want to take these key features that you've built into your campaign, and you want to be prepared to lead with all of them. So if you were running ads for your services, I would tell you to have an ad that is your core value proposition statement, but then I would say also break that down into a bunch of sub-value proposition statements that are based on those specific features. Okay, so one is birthday campaigns. And then the other one is missed call text back. Stop missing calls from customers who want to come and buy food from you right now. One of them is the Welcome Mat lead chat widget, right? So we can generate new leads for you, new customers, 24/7 automatically from your website by activating this chat widget and making an offer to them while they're visiting your site. Each of these can be individual value propositions that you put out into the marketplace in terms of marketing and ad campaigns and content that you're putting out there, but they can also be the way that you pull a prospect further into the sales process by doing good old question and answer, sales conversations. It's called question-based selling. Question-based selling is the most powerful form of selling. So if in your sales process, you have a point where you're actually interacting and having conversations with your prospects, you can start with that lead value proposition statement, that big one, right? But then when you've got somebody on the phone, you can say, hey, tell me a little bit more about your restaurant and what kind of challenges you're having right now. And depending on where that prospect goes with that conversation, you can identify, hey, you know what? I need to talk to them about missed call text back, because they were saying that, hey, they're missing too many phone calls every day, and they used to have a host that would pick up the phones, but now they can't afford to staff that position anymore, or they can't hire anybody to do it, and so they're missing all these phone calls. They don't have time to take them. Great. Our service has a missed call text back feature that solves that problem for you. You don't have to sell that as an individual service just because you're using that as your marketing angle or your sales hook. You just wrap that back into it's part of our overall solution to help you. Okay, so which service do you sell first? You know the answer now. You sell the service that your customers need. And so the first step is you've got to identify who it is that you're selling to. And then you've got to put together a suite of services or a complete offer of services that is going to meet their needs. Have that clear overall value proposition, but also be prepared to then use those individual service features to create individual value proposition statements that you can lead with in your marketing or in your sales conversations. All right, so there is no universal best service to offer. Pick the market that you want to take care of, okay? And what I mean by that is pick a market that you think that you care enough about that you can work with for the next 5, 7, 10 years. Because you could very well take that long to build a real meaningful business. Something that you can sell or something that you can have somebody else run, or the reality is you may be in it up to your eyeballs day to day still, 7 years from now, 10 years from now. So you want to pick a business, pick a market that you really care about and find out what it is that's going to serve them best and put it together. That's the best service to lead with. Hey, it's Mikey again. I hope you got a lot of value out of this video. And if you did, please like it and share it with somebody else that you think would get some value out of it as well. And down below here, please leave any questions or comments that you have for me. I'd love to hear from you, and I respond to each of them personally. Okay, and of course, please subscribe to the channel. And if you hit that little bell icon, you'll get notified every time new videos are available so you don't miss a thing. Okay? Also, I want to let you know I have a free training program available for you called Agency Acceleration. Okay, Agency Acceleration is where I share the 7 most important strategies that allow me to build 2 multi-7-figure service businesses selling to the small business community. One of those that I was able to sell for multiple millions of dollars. Okay, there were 7 strategies that allowed me to do that I think are the most fundamental strategies to success in this market. Okay, there's a URL down below here to show you where you can go get that, or you can go to servicesthatscale.com/grow faster. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you at a future video. Take care.